Hi everyone, it's Chloe from Chloe's Creative Cards, and today I'm going to be showing you how to create this beautiful card using our brand new Floral Lace Border die. Oh my word, that is a mouthful. So the Floral Lace Border die is a fantastic die that you're going to be able to create beautiful panels just like this one. You can use it to cut along the edge of your card, and you can cut into your card with it as well. We're also going to be building these pretty 3D flowers from the Summer Flower Trio. We're going to be using the 8x8 blooming frames as well to create this little sentiment tag, and we'll be embellishing with lots of Sparkelicious glitter and jewels too. So I really hope that you enjoy creating this card with me at home. Please do follow along. All of the materials that I'm using are listed in the description below, and you can shop everything online at www.chloescreativecards.co.uk. Okay then, we are going to get started. So when I make my cards, I tend to build my mats and layers up first. If you've watched any of my videos, you've probably noticed that. So what I'm going to do is start off by taking the chisel tip glue pen. Okay, I've got my 8x8 base card that I've got ready to stick my mats and layers onto, and I've got my mats and layers which are pre-cut down to size. So I'm going to take a piece of scrap paper and I'm going to fold that in half. That's going to be for my glitter. And then I'm going to take a piece of scrap paper, and that is going to be for popping the glue on with. The glitter that we are going to be using is called Crystal Crush, which I'm just going to grab. I've popped it on the other table. And this is a lovely iridescent glitter. It's got like a bit of a silvery cast to it, but it's really, really pretty. So what we're going to do to start with is we're going to take a piece of our Aquamarine pearl card, and I've trimmed that down to 7 3/4 inches square. We're then going to drag our chisel tip glue pen along the side. I'm going to pop a little bit of glitter on my paper here, and we're going to just dunk that edge into the glitter like so. Okay, and we're going to work around all 4 sides. So we're going to do the next one. If you go off track like I just did there, please do not panic about it. I'll show you how you can just correct that. So we're going to just work our way around. And then we're going to take our lovely little bit of glitter from over here. Like so. So we've created that lovely glittery border around our card. Now I'm not going to worry about that little bit where I've kind of overspilt, because I'm going to pop another bit of paper on the top. But what you can do is just use your nail to kind of scratch it back, or just a piece of card, and you can just push it back into line. So we're going to stick this down onto our base card, which I've got over here. I'm keeping my glitter out because we're going to use it again in a moment. And I'm going to use my Collal all-purpose glue to stick this down. And there we go. So we'll stick this one onto here. Okay, and then I've got a piece from our Floral Dreams paper pad that I've cut down to 7 1/2 inches square. I'm going to pop some foam pads on the back of here. I am using, of course, our foam pads on a roll. These are the 3mm ones that I'm using, and they are amazing. They honestly make your card making so much easier. We have done these for years now, and they are always so popular. So we're just going to whip the backs off of here. Like so. And then stick that down onto our card blank. So you've got that lovely little bit of a lift. Like so. Then next up, we are going to take a piece of our crystal white pearl card, which I've just cut down a fraction smaller. Of course, if you wanted to as well, you could be gutting the insides of your mats and layers. I don't tend to do it when I'm demoing, just because it's a little bit harder to stick your mats and layers down. And obviously I'm trying to do this nice and quickly for you all at home to follow along. So again, I'm just using that chisel tip glue pen and dragging it along the edge of the card, like so. And these glue pens are so good. They are amazing. So then we're going to grab in our scrap paper and we're going to dunk this lovely card with the glitter. Like so. I'm going to pop the glitter back into the pot for now. Sprinkle that back in. Okay, and then we are going to take our beautiful patterned paper. So this is from the Floral Dreams paper pad, and you can see we've got these gorgeous floral elements on there. So I'm going to just take a little bit of my Collal all-purpose glue, scribble this onto the back, like so. And we'll flip that round and pop that onto here. Okay, now on my finished sample I've actually stuck it on my foam pads, but this one I've just popped on flat. Then we're going to flip that over and foam pad the back of here. So just a few foam pads on the back, like so, and then we'll get this all nicely stuck down. I'm just going to carefully peel the backs off of these again. I'm going to stick this down onto our base card, so that's going to go into there. So just eyeball that and line it up. There we go, and you can see how fab that then looks. So what I want to show you how to do now is how to do that beautiful border. So let me grab my border die in. So your border comes in 3 parts. I'm going to put the lid on that glitter before I knock it over. You've got your inner panel. So if you cut this on its own into the card, it's going to cut into your card. Actually, I've got a board over here. Let me just grab to show you. It's got some other designs on, so ignore these ones at the bottom. But you can see how it cuts into your card. If you then add these 2 little strips that come with the die to the edges, it cuts out, which is what we're going to do. Or you can cut it on the edge of a card blank and just pop one of the free die cut edges. So it cuts the free edge away, if that makes sense. So that, it just looks absolutely beautiful. You can use this in lots of different ways. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to line this up. So we're literally going to pop that down and we're going to take the 2 edges. So this one is for this side. And you can kind of decide how much of a border you want. You can have a little bit more of a border, a little bit less of a border. It's completely up to you. But once you're happy with it, you want to take some low tack tape. I always use the Scotch removable low tack tape. It's going to go on there. And then this one, I'll have that about that far away under here. Then we're going to take that other edge and we're going to put this edge away. So again, like so, line it up, then just pull it away a fraction. You can kind of decide how wide you want that border to be. And then we'll just line that up and pop that down here. Like so. Okay, so we're going to use our Gemini next. So I'm going to be using my base plate. I want my magnetic strip. Grab that one out of the drawer. Magnetic shim's looking a little bit worse for wear. So we've got the magnetic shim, the plastic shim, our die cut side up. I can lift it off my stamping mat, there we go. And then my cutting plate on the top, and we're going to run that through our die cutting machine. Like so. So I'm using my Gemini machine. So just going to run that through. and then grab that at the other side when it comes out. See, we've got that beautifully die cut image. So all you then need to do is trim across the bottom and the top, and that'll then release the border, and poke the little bits out. I've got one that I've already done, like so, and you can see how fab that then looks. Okay, really, really pretty once you've trimmed it down and got all of the little pieces poked out. There's a little one just stuck in there. There we go. So then what I've done is taken a piece of Aquamarine pearl card, and I'm going to mat this onto here. So I'm going to just pop this on the top, okay? Now before we do that, we're going to take a piece of our double-sided adhesive sheet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim down. So this is at 2 3/4 inches wide. I'm going to trim my double-sided adhesive sheet down, like so. And the length is, yes, I'll just mark that with my nail, and then I can just trim the bottom off there. Okay, and then we're going to peel the backing off of our double-sided adhesive. So to do that, you can use a little pokey tool if you find it a little bit easier to get it started, or a pair of tweezers sometimes helps as well. Let me see if I can grab my tweezers. Got some really pointy ones here, so I think these will help. It's just that initial getting the double-sided adhesive started. There we go. Once you've got it started, it's much easier then. So let's peel the back off there, and then let's pop that down. Onto the little strip of Aquamarine pearl card. Okay, then what you can do is you can always go back in with your trimmer, and if you've got a little bit of overhang, you can trim that off. So please be careful with the blade on the guillotine too. Trim a fraction just off that side as well. Okay, and then what we're going to do is just pick this away. So we want to get the other side of the backing off now. So there we go. Okay, so this is now sticky. So we're then going to take our die cut border, line that up at the bottom, like so, and just place this down. Stick this onto the double-sided adhesive. You can then take your little leftover backing piece and just rub over, like so. And then you can take your scissors, and if you've got any little overhang bits, you can just snip those off. Okay, we're then going to take our scrap paper, and again I'm going to cover this with my Crystal Crush glitter, like so. And you can see, I mean, look at how that's just transforming that die cut by adding a little bit of glitter onto there. It honestly looks fab. So you can give it a little rub, make sure that glitter's nicely stuck, and then you can see you've got this beautiful glittery background. Okay, so we're going to decant this back into the pot, like so. Get rid of these little off-cut bits. And then we're going to take our foam pads again. A few foam pads just on the back of here, like so. And then we'll just take the backs off of these. and we'll stick this down onto our base card. So that's going to go about here, like so. Okay then, so now I want to talk to you about how to make these beautiful glittery flowers that we've got over here. So the die that one actually uses is the Summer Flower Trio die, which I've got over here. Okay, and what you're going to do is take your die cut, tape it in place, run it through your die cutting machine. When that pops out, you are going to get this kind of shape here. Okay, so you've got that lovely floral shape. What you're then going to do is take a piece of scrap paper and take your die cut. And then you are going to take your dry clear PVA glue. So I always recommend using the art glitter one. And I've got my little metal fine tip applicator on the end here. Mine's a little bit blocked. Let me just grab another bottle. It's been very cold in my craft room here overnight, and sometimes the adhesives and things don't, yeah, that one's fine, don't like it so much. So what you're then going to do is literally scribble over this entire flower with your PVA glue. Okay, now I'm just going to do a small section just to show you. Okay, so I'll just do one petal, and then you take your Sparkelicious glitter and you sprinkle that over the top. Okay, and then when that glue dries, your glue is going to dry clear. So what that means is you're going to get some of the gorgeous aquamarine colour shining through. So if I grab in these ones that have dried, you can see how you've got them packed with all of that beautiful sparkle, but you've got kind of the blue tone shining through. So what we're then going to do is pinch down the middle of all of the petals, like so. Okay, so once you're happy with those, you can kind of flatten them out a little bit as well. And then you're going to pull the petals up towards you on one of the flowers, and then you're going to take your pin flare glue gel. You're going to pop a blob of that on the back and then stick the two flowers together, like so. So it then gives you this shape. So then as those dry, you can flatten them out a little bit more, but you want to kind of keep the crease in them for now, keep that little bit of extra dimension. But you can see how beautiful that then looks. Okay, so we're going to do the same with the next one. So pinching down the middle. Like so, and then you're going to pull the petals up towards you, pop a glob of glue on the back, and then stick this down on top, like so. So you can see how fab they are then looking. Okay, I'm going to pop those to one side so they can be drying off. While those are drying, I'm going to grab a piece of heat resistant acetate, and I'm going to take my Summer Flower Trio stamp. Okay, so this is the largest one from the set. We're going to take an anti-static bag, and we're going to literally just dust over the heat resistant acetate like so. We're then going to take our Wow Clear embossing ink pad, and we're going to ink up the stamp like so, and then we're going to place that down onto the acetate and press. And you want firm, even pressure all over the image. Then you're going to lift that off, okay, and take our scrap paper back in, and we're going to cover that with Wow Opaque Bright White Superfine Embossing Powder. And then I'm going to tap off the excess. And we're going to heat this up. So you're going to hold that heat gun still. As soon as that embossing powder starts to melt and change, you are just going to move the heat gun over the image. Like so. You can then take your scissors. You would need to do 2 of these flowers for the complete project. But you're going to take your scissors and you're going to trim round the lovely summer flower. Like so. So you're just going to work your way around, cutting out the flower. Okay, and then we're going to snip down to the centre of the flower like so. What you're then going to do is take your Dries Clear PVA and you're going to put lots of little dots of glue just onto the petals like so. And you're going to cover that with that Crystal Crush glitter. Okay, these ones I haven't snipped down the middle, so I'm just going to snip to the centre again. So you're cutting right to the middle of the flower. You don't want to cut the petals off, just to be clear. You're just cutting towards the centre. So cut in like this, and then you're going to just pull the petals up towards yourself like so. You're going to do this on both of the flowers. Okay, and then what we're going to do is grab our gorgeous little glittery flowers back in, and we are going to take our 3D glue gel, which I've popped down somewhere. It's got to be nearby. There it is. Grab that. We're going to pop a blob of glue onto the back of each of the acetate flowers, and we're going to place that down into the middle. Like so. I'm going to do the same with this one over here. So blob of glue on the back and then just place that down and press. Okay, which then looks lovely. Really, really pretty. So to finish these flowers off, what I've then done is taken the 8x8 die setting. Can you see how you've got these 3 little flowers in the middle? These make lovely centres for your flowers. So I've taken this one here and I've die cut 2 of those out from some Aquamarine card. So let me grab those 2 little pieces in. 1, 2. Okay, and then I've taken the sugared Bling box. I've taken 2 of the bigger jewels from the middle. Then you're going to pop a blob of glue in the middle of each of them. I'm going to place this jewel down and press. You're going to do the same with each of those. You're then going to take your 3D glue gel, and this bit gets a little bit fiddly. You're going to pop a little blob on the back and drop that into the middle of the flower, like so. Then you can just use something pointy like your tweezers to just nudge this back into the middle. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my little pin. It's probably a little bit easier. There we go. And then we're going to pick this one up and pop that one in the middle. And then you can see you've made these beautiful 3D flowers. So I'm going to pop those to one side to dry, and I'm going to show you how to create the little sentiment plaque. So what I've done is I've taken 3 of the dies from the centre of the 8x8 die set. So it's the inner square, the next one, and the next one out as well. Okay, so what I'm then going to do is tape these into place on my card. So I'm putting the middle size one from my Aquamarine. There. Cutting the smallest one from a piece of crystal white. Just trim that piece down. Like so. Then the beautiful kind of fancy frame I'm cutting from a piece of crystal white as well. Okay, so I'm going to grab our die cutting plate. So the plates that I'm going to use are my base plate, my plastic shim, and then my cutting mat on the top. So we'll pop the dies in. We'll get these arranged on the plate, like so. Pop our cutting plate on the top, and then feed that through our machine. We'll just grab that at the other side. We'll probably have to rotate, yeah. Two plain edges have cut perfectly, but I'm going to rotate this one around and send that back through. There we go. So we can then release these from the die. So you just need to go through and poke the little bits out. Okay, so just grab my tweezers in and just push these little pieces through. And there. There we go. And then we're going to take our bit of gluing paper again. That's this piece here. And we're going to grab our scrap paper in, and we're just going to glitter around the edges of these. So again, using that lovely chisel tip glue pen. Mine is a very well used one at the moment. You're just going to scribble along the edge. Like so. And then you're going to take Sparkelicious glitter. I'm going to chuck that over the top, like so. There we go. And then you can see how you've got that lovely glittery border. Then I'm going to do the same with this one here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift that up. I'm going to cover that. Oh God, just glitter. And we're going to do exactly the same again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Just pick that up with my tweezers and away we go. There we go. I'm going to leave this card blank so I can personalise it later with a sentiment. But of course you can be popping any sentiment on here you like. So we're going to build that up now with a few foam pads. So just a couple on the back of here. Like so. Flip that over. A little bit of glue just on the back of here. can. And then flip that over. A couple of foam pads on the back of here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop just have a little think about this. So if we're going to stick it on here, I want a double layer on that one there, just to make sure you've got adhesive in contact with the card. So that's going to go onto here, like so. Okay, and you can see how pretty that is then looking. We're going to grab our bling box in again, and I'm going to take just some of the smaller little bling stones and add some of these onto the border. So I'll use my PVA glue again with this. So just little blobs of glue in the centre of the flowers. Okay, and then we're going to take our gorgeous little jewels. And just dot these about like so. Another couple. There we go, 1, 2, and there we go. So you can see how pretty that then looks. And then we're going to take our pin flare glue gel again. Big blob of glue on the back of each of the flowers. So this one here, and this one here. Okay, and then what I've done is taken, these are from the Dazzling Foliage set. So I've taken 3 of these and stamped them onto Aquamarine pearl card. I've embossed them with Diamond White Wow powder, and then I've just gone on and added a few little dots of PVA glue and covered them with a little bit of Diamante Sparkle glitter. And we're literally just going to tuck these in like so behind the flowers. You can really go to town by adding as much or as little foliage as you like. And then to finish that card off, I've just put 3 little jewels in the bottom corner. And then you can obviously add your little sentiment as well. Flying about, aren't they? So 1, 2, 3. There we go, and you can see it just looks absolutely fabulous. So I bring the next card in. There we go. And that was the complete one that's all dry. So I really hope that you've enjoyed watching me make this project, and I hope that you create this one again too at home. All of the materials I've used, I've listed in the description below. Any questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. And we would love to see what you've been making. So please do share them in the Chloe's Creative Cards Facebook group. And of course, give us a like on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we are always bringing you lots of inspirational content. I hope to see you again soon. Bye.